Hey guys, it's Player One. Currently it is, it is almost 10:30, you can't even tell. It's almost 10:30 and I just got home from a preview, I guess, showing of, I literally almost said The Shining, of The Conjuring 2. And I wanted to tell you guys just kind of how I felt about it without like ruining it and spoiling it for some people who I'm sure want to go see it.
But you totally shouldn't, so don't.
But my main thing is this worth your money? Well, let's ask Tony. This movie isn't good, Mrs. Torrance. Well, as other people will say that this movie is very, very good, personally to me it just didn't ring any bells. I have actual reasons, I have actual specifics, and I will get into those in just a second. But I want to tell you guys little details about this movie. This is the second. It's a sequel to The Conjuring, obviously. It takes place with the two main people, the Warrens, who, go around and do their horror film things. You know what I mean? They, like, track ghosts and shit.
Been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
This movie is also... It is considered a horror, by the way. It is listed as a horror film. It is also 2 hours and 14 minutes. Holy shit, try not to have a bad time.
Movies over 2 hours that are actually worth watching include The Dark Knight, The Avengers, Avatar, and Django Unchained.
And Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 86%. So don't listen to me. Go see it and love it yourself.
So I'm obviously a bitchy teenager because Rotten Tomatoes actually didn't give it a 86%. That was the original Conjuring, not The Conjuring 2.
Because apparently it's that fucking good.
Which is not true at all.
And IMDb gave it a 9.1 out of 10. So
they actually just gave it a 9, but that's still not even okay. So, whoops.
So my first issue is, this whole thing is going on, in this movie. But, by the way, I am wearing a shirt. But too much is going on. So much is going on at once. Like, it's like the director, whoever the hell that is, was like, I want this idea, and this idea, and this idea, and this idea, and they're all going to intertwine. But they don't. They don't even really match up. At one point, spoiler alert, at one point, they're like, oh, the reasons why there's like these extra paranormal things going on is because they're blinding us from the real paranormal activity. Did you literally write in the script to make an excuse of why this is going on? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. And the fact that they're saying it's using it to blind everything else, but one of the blinding things, and the fact that they're just generally they're like saying, oh, these two things are blinding tactics. The one main thing to stop all of this hell didn't even come from the house.
This is my home. Get out now.
No, this is not your house. Now, what's your name?
My name is Bill Wilkins, and I'm 72 years old.
Spoiler alert, it really has nothing to do with him. So, sorry.
Who's that?
But it has a lot to do with this bitch, who didn't even come from the original house, but the Warrens.
Didn't even come from the house. So that's why I'm kind of like, wait, so did this have anything to do with the family, or did it have to do with the Warrens?
It had to do with both, but the remaining thing to solve all of this problem in the original house is to get rid of the thing that came from the Warrens, which makes no actual sense to me.
Because I'm not really feeling it. Anyway, also, there's an exact, I swear, replica of The Shining in this film. And I said it during the film. I was like, this is from The Shining. But that's not even really a bad thing. It was just something I noticed, and it killed me. It's where this little girl, her name is Janet. She's like the main little girl in the whole film. There's like brothers and sisters. There's like Janet and Billy. Those are all my names I remember. I think but there's like 2 other kids. And then a mom, and there's 5 of them all together, and mom's single parent kind of thing. So Yeah. But she's in there, she's like standing in a window, and she's got a turtleneck on. Ready for this? She's got a turtleneck on. She's going like this. Now hold on for a second, friends, because this looks like our friend Jack Nicholson from The Shining. What? That's not what made the movie bad to me either. I don't even think it, I just think it had more potential. But I will say none of the jump scares were fake. They didn't pull any like fake jump scares out of their ass just to, make something happen. And one thing I really respect is they didn't have a random ass jump scare right at the very end of the movie. So if you were wondering about that, you're welcome, because it's not there, because they were nice enough to be smart about their plot line and not do it. So that's a big deal to me, because once you do like one of those terrible jump scares right at the end of a movie, it pretty much means that you're contradicting everything that just happened in that movie. Think about it. It is true. Anyway, so those were like two main points to me that were kind of just missing the mark here. I also just think the movie was so pointlessly long. Like, it didn't even need to be that long to get this point across. And part of me just wanted to know more about the Warrens, because the opening scene will give you so much hope that this movie is going to be the fucking bomb. And I'm not even going to tell you, I don't want to ruin it for you. But for a little sneak peek, it's Lauren? Her name's not Lauren. It has to be like Lauren or something. I don't want to be wrong because that's going to be really embarrassing. Lorraine! That's what it is. Lorraine, she's actually kind of like in the body of the killer. And she's like going around doing it. Doing the killing. But like she's not actually literally doing it, she's just in the body of. And that's really cool and it's really interesting. And I think that could have taken such a cool turn, But
And don't get me wrong, I totally understand that this was supposed to be based on a true story and they were taking the actual story. It just kind of seemed to fall flat for me.
what can I say? Those are kind of just my main points. I don't want to ramble for 7 years. Do I think it's worth the money? No. Do I think you should probably, rent it for a good night in or something? Maybe you get a few jump scares out of your friends? Sure. So that's my take on it. It is really late. I want to go to bed. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Player One.
Here are the competing scores for Rotten Tomatoes of other kind of horror movies I just thought up randomly off the top of my head. We also have a review for Krampus if you want to see it. It's on our channel. It's in our blogs. Go ahead and check that out. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see it. It was terrible, just so you all know.